Okay, so the question is what do these lots look like, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years after we demo these properties? So we're going to go and hit the majority of almost all the lots that we tore down on Fort Myers Beach, and we just want to go and see what's the condition of the lot. Here we go. Okay, here we are on Fort Myers Beach, and what we're going to do today is we're going to run by and we're going to take a look at all these lots where we tore down houses over since Hurricane Ian hit. So basically, Hurricane Ian hit, and we had been thinking about starting into the complete demolition business, and we went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. We had actually already been pricing out equipment and stuff like that, and then Hurricane Ian hit, and it just absolutely, we literally, where I'm standing right now, there was water this high. Okay, so the thing is when Ian hit, it completely changed the landscape on Fort Myers Beach. All these, not all's a big word. The majority of the frame houses that had been here for a long, long time, since like the 50s and 60s and stuff, they got washed away. They got knocked over and torn down. Basically, they had, 10 foot of water beating them back and forth for 10 hours. Hurricane Ian literally came here and sat right on top of us for about 10 hours. So at any rate, this is my neighbor's house. This lot was already vacant. His house was over here, and we tore that down. This was the third one that we tore down. So walking over here, let's go back and look at the first one we tore down. The first house we tore down as a building demolition, a complete demolition company. Mind you, we're doing 2,000 interior demolitions a year, okay? That's going into high rises and houses and taking out kitchens, baths, flooring, walls, stuff like that. Now we're doing 2,000 of those a year, not doing maybe one or two complete teardowns a year. And that was just kind of what we went into. We basically went into a market and serviced a market that wasn't getting serviced and brought professionalism to it. So this was our first lot that we tore down. Now that's Big Carlos Pass right there. If this lot was on the other coast, this lot would be worth $10 million. If it was over in like Fort Lauderdale with that kind of water access, this is a boat parade all day long. Now this house over here that's built, well, we tore that house down too. So that was, I believe that was our second house we tore down. Meanwhile, ultimately, we ended up tearing down the house that was over here. And what we're showing you is what these lots look like a year later. So these lots here, you see all this debris that's out here. So this stuff just gets accumulated from these different storms. This one over here, those people, they called us up and they had me clean it up again. The building next door there, the neighbors, they all got together and we actually put rocks out here because people were coming here at night and stuff, and they were having parties and doing bonfires, and they thought it was really cool right in our backyards. So, and some other contractors, they were bringing stuff in. They parked their trailer here for like 5 weeks, and then they'd throw out their garbage they didn't want and leave it here when they took their trailer. It was really kind of rude and obnoxious. There was a house here, and this is what happens when you don't do anything to a lot after they tear them down. All this stuff here, this has come from these other storms. This was a little frame house. This was an older lady, super crazy nice lady. You'd see her walking every day. She's very old, had cats and stuff like that. So basically, just in this little neighborhood, there's 5 right here in the immediate neighborhood. So let's run down the street and let's check out some of these other lots that we tore down and just see the state of, or the condition of them. Okay, so this is the problem. If you don't clean up the mess in the neighborhood, guess what happens? You're having this really nice, beautiful, multi-million-dollar house, and this is what you're looking at. Okay? And this is what you're looking at. And you know, how many people want to have a bathtub in your neighbor's front yard? You know, how many people want to have pilings with part of the house structure still sitting here, and they want to buy and build a brand new house next door? Now, how many people are going to want to do that? I just don't think there's going to be a lot. Now you come out here, well, this is what it's all about, living on an island. You know, we're literally living on an island. This is not a peninsula or anything like this. Well, this is an island. So if you look way out there, those are dredging rigs, and those dredging rigs are servicing this island next door to us, which is Lover's Key. So if you look down here and look down the beaches, and you see this other structure down here, so that stuff right there, that's not helping anybody here. It's just not good. Okay, now this one here, this one looks bad, but it looks like they're getting ready to fix it. And if they're fixing that the way it is, guess what? It's not gonna take long to fix that up. There's really not that much to it. So now you look that way, look at this White House. You see how nice that house is? Let me ask you a question. Do you want to have this mess next door to your house? You got a $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 million house. Do you want to have this mess next door to your house? No, you don't. And this building right here, this white building, the gigantic building, they're working on it diligently. They've been working on it diligently, and it'll be open soon, and there'll be lots of people living here again. So there's a lot of these buildings. The ones that didn't get torn down, there's a lot of these buildings that are, they're just not finished yet. They haven't been able to get, you know, it's a combination of insurance and contractors and permitting and all the other things that you got to deal with. And did I mention how cold it is today? It's like 55 degrees. Ah! All right, so here's an example of a house that hasn't been touched. Now, if you're the neighbor here to the right or you're the neighbor here to the left, what do you think about the fact that this guy hasn't cleaned up his mess? This is the Dolphin. We tore down 16 condos here. Here's what you deal with if you have a lot on the beach. And what happens is, if you don't block it off, here's what happens. The neighbors decide they're gonna put in their tennis court here, and then their contractor decides he's gonna leave you with a big mess. This contractor, I actually stopped and talked to him once, and he left a mess. So this is him leaving a mess again. It's just not cool. Now, this guy let him use his lot. Meanwhile, when he's done, he leaves a mess for this guy. The silt fence was up while they were putting in this tennis court. They ran the silt fence over. We had to put this silt fence up 3 different times because Hurricane Helene knocked it down, Milton knocked it down, and then we had to put it up for the first time just to finish up the building permit. So they didn't get to filing out the building permit each one of those times, so I had to put it up 3 more. I actually put the silt fence up 3 times. And then this guy who's working for that company right there, the Sea Watch, used this lot and left a mess. You know, these guys are super cool, crazy, nice guys. I don't know that they would want to do anything about it, but it's kind of a thing to do. And then, as you can see with all the tire tracks and stuff in here, everybody and their brother sees a vacant lot that's easy to pull in and out of, and they take advantage of that. But like this silt fence here, I'm gonna talk to Talon. If our permit's done, I'm gonna see about us just coming and cleaning this up just so it'll look better. It'll help us out and get more business. All right, meanwhile, another demo we did was right over here, right in front of that trailer over there. They had their big pool set up there, and we pulled their pool out for them on that. Those people actually own this, well, they're not the same. There's a group of guys that own a lot of property through one guy that I know here, and they're not the same guys. They're a group of guys, and some guys own this and some guys own that. So basically that building right there is just sitting empty. They gutted it, and we pulled the pool out for them on that. Notice the boat, still like that. We talked to the owners here. They haven't done anything with the house. We talked to the owners here about tearing that down. They're going to renovate it, but they haven't done anything to it yet, or at least it doesn't look like it. And then that boat's been sitting like that. So if you're a neighbor, if you're one of any of these neighbors, do you want to look at that for the next however long? So this one here is it's the 7-story building we got, and when we got it, the owners had left a lot of stuff in it, and instead of just tearing the building down with all this stuff in it, we spent 8 weeks not only getting the stuff out of it and repurposing things, but we stripped the whole interior of the building back to just concrete so that it would make it easier for us to recycle everything. So we threw all the construction debris out. So we literally gutted a 7-story building. And then these poles that you see out here, we left the infrastructure in underneath. And the reason that we did that is it just makes the lots more stable. Some of the builders will build on that. A lot of builders won't build on that. They're going to end up putting a lot of pilings in to make this work. But this is what this looks like. So Hurricane Helene and Milton both, that's what did the damage to this fence and makes it look like crap. And this is us having to put our silt fence up again so that we could get the final permit done on this thing. It's super exciting to us. So this is a Hurricane Ian casualty, but Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton tore the fencing and everything back down again after this one. So this is what it looks like about 7 months later after us doing the demo. So over there, this is they're using this as their beach renourishment. That's probably a fuel tank right there for them to fill up their machines. And basically that is Newton Park. It used to be there was a green building there. Someone donated it to the city when they died or whatever, and they had bathrooms in it, and it's a park, and it's gone. This is an example of a lot that we did maybe 5 months ago, and it's in pretty good shape, but you still turn around and look, there's people have had their trucks in here and stuff, and some people have left some debris, and there are other things that are around the lot that somebody came in here with their truck and broke the sewer. You can see the tire marks on it, so somebody wasn't paying attention and they hit that, so now that's a problem that was created by someone else. Now, I'm going to talk to Talon. I think we're going to run down here and pick up all these silt fences that are laying on the ground. So, anyway, this is what it looks like. Now, this over here, we cleaned this up for them, and we filled in their pool over there, and they're just waiting for a buyer. We would be interested in buying those at the right price. We talked to them about buying them. The problem with this is so far down in here, the amount of traffic, that you'd have to deal with to send your cleaning people down here is just not something we want to deal with. So let's go on down and check out a couple more down the street. All right, so this is that 30 unit property, and this is about a year later. Okay, so this is what it looks like. We left it in this good a condition. It's still in pretty good condition. The silt fence is still up, which is awesome. That's what happens when people don't mess around with your stuff. So, but this had 30 units on it, and we did a couple different videos on this. We got this one with a lot of leftovers from the owners. The whole first floor of this place has been blown out from the hurricane. Ocean is right there. That's like one football field from here. And this building here got hit again with Milton. The whole first floor got damaged by Milton. So basically that's it. We just ran through and looked at a whole bunch of these properties that we did the tear downs. I just wanted to see, just curious, what do these lots look like a year later or 6 months later? You know, do the neighbors dump stuff on them? Do they look as nice as they did when we got done with them? You know, that's just curious. So it's Remove It Pros Demolition, and we're just talking about and showing you all these lots that we tore these buildings down with.